going to be hearing much more from this man, and I think he also represents a certain a certain center right politic that's very
Mhm.
popular among young people that are kind of like, yeah, let's clean things up and have no crime. I do want cheap housing. I want to have a strong growing economy. Although one can argue cheap housing and a strong growing economy are kind of antithetical to each other outside of existential circumstances. But we're going to be hearing a lot more from this man. However, this whole idea of things have to change for young people quickly and in a hurry is something that is definitely starting to be a bit of a theme, which is, I'm putting my phone on do not disturb because if I don't we'll get interrupted. um it's becoming a bigger growing theme, and the calls for doing stuff specifically for young people are growing ever louder. And I love this discussion because it dovetails quite neatly into some of the concepts I struggled with at the end of my book America's Lost Generation, which is right here. America's Lost Generation. If you've not gotten a copy, you can get it at CameronJournal.com. Just click on Shop Cameron's Books. Um, and and that gets into our second story, which is actually something I talked about on the newsletter about things being temporary. And I wrote in the newsletter that that feeling of precariousness, and I even talk about it in the book, America's Lost Generation, available at CameronJournal.com. I even talk about in the book that that feeling of temporary, that feeling of precariousness is something that is really destabilizing for people.